my words don't just land on serious concern. It's more in the neighborhood of absolute outrage.
We've been talking about the digital divide, we've been talking about the lack of broadband access, but it's a utility to connect to the future in modern telehealth and medicine, the opportunity to imagine anew and reimagine a business idea. So foundational to the world we're living in and the opportunities that present themselves every single day that are not present in every community every single day because they lack that fundamental basic access.
The single best predictor of whether you have fast and reliable internet is whether you can afford it. The gap in access between the poor and wealthy Californians persists, largely unchanged in 20 years. And for many, dating back to the redlining maps of the 1930s and 40s that deprived them of capital investments and thereby economic, educational, and civic opportunities. The priority areas map is weighted overwhelmingly, as we've heard, toward the wealthiest, most advantaged, best connected communities in the state, and leaves out the most disadvantaged, least connected Californians. This is clear from a 30,000-foot vantage point. You just nearly need to apply the equity layer on the map, which color codes on the basis of their score on the socioeconomic vulnerability index. Green is least vulnerable, red is most disadvantaged. The priority areas map is a sea of green. The Commission has positioned the federal funding account deployment to double down on the divide and not close it.
Berkeley, Hayward, Pleasanton, Livermore, Newark have all been identified as these priority areas. It excludes the flatlands of Oakland. So the unserved areas like the apartment in East Oakland that is using copper DSL from the 1970s. That's kind of outside of the priority areas as indicated right now in the current map. Will they be able to apply for this funding without the 20-point deficit?
Yes, they would be able to apply.
Would they be competitive for that funding with a 20-point deficit? I'm very concerned about being able to reach the timeline that has been afforded to us with these federal dollars in a way that is inclusive of the communities that need that this funding is supposed to be for. And really questioning whether these maps are the maps that we should actually be using, because this is antithetical to what we're trying to achieve.